losing to Fort Erie here on Thursday. That was a 5-2 final. So both teams would love to get back in the win column here to start their Saturday, as Gall will frame it nicely with the glove and an ozone draw upcoming for the Falcons. As it usually is on a Saturday around the GOHL, we're the only game until 7 o'clock when the rest of the action will get underway. David Buckman goes around the boards after an extended stint with the Bulldogs, thanks to the World Juniors taking away 5 Bulldogs players. Buckman getting regular minutes on the third D pairing with the Bulldogs. Gavin Christie as well, as those two are paired up today for the Titans. Christie even got a shift at forward for the Bulldogs in their game a weekend ago. Falcons in control down low. That'll be taken away. Wicklander tries to push it ahead. Has Buckman on the left side. He tried to go back to the middle. There's a backhander. It stays out. Second try. Saranic made the save. As the Titans, oh so close to getting the game's first goal. Pass through the legs. Now in on goal. And that'll go out the far side. And a penalty upcoming. The referee down low will be calling a slash. And it'll be Gavin Christie, the guilty party. The Falcons will get the game's first power play. They were 1 for 5 in their contest against Cambridge yesterday, and they will win this face-off. It's Bell up top. He'll look to the net, bring it near side to Arnold. They'll switch. There's a shot, and Gall gets it with the glove, as that puck had eyes and got all the way through to the Titans netminder. Bell will give it back to Arnold. Arnold forced back up top. He'll come right back to Bell. And then him and Arnold will switch one more time. Gives him the puck quickly across, and fanning on the one-timer was James Elliott. Elliott again up top just inside the blue line. Drops it for Arnold. Arnold will send one through. Deflection on goal. Gall the save, and then he got the second one. Gall sprawling across to get the pad on the puck. Elliott lets it go. That was knocked down, and Gall gets it with the glove. Hot start to the game for number 31 in the black and gold. Still no score. 1:13 left on the Christie Minor. Titans tried to make something happen shorthanded. It's out in the neutral zone, and then a solid hit along the far boards by the captain Stippen. Slow to get up is Ali Mustafa as he's hunched over coming to the bench. 36 seconds left in the Falcons power play. Sean Bacher came all the way around for Kissel. He'll get it back in the circle, send it up top. Petrovsky now will curl it around Clark. Scriven tried to force the issue up top. There's a pass. Hill is in the middle, and they couldn't connect with Lockyer. Duar to the far circle. There's a shot that gets blocked. 3 seconds left in the power play. And the Falcons will go right back to the man advantage as the Titans take another penalty down low in their own zone. It'll be another slash. So the Falcons, with back-to-back power plays, early stages of the hockey game, Guilty party, Tristan Hill. So off the face-off, Bell threw it to the middle. Arnold now tried to go all the way across. Pass was picked off, and McCutcheon sends it down. Falcons back into the offensive zone. It was Fisher up that left wing side. A pass tried to be a little bit too fancy there along the wall, and that results in a clear for the Titans. Elliott dropped it. Atkinson, met by two Titans, made the pass to Arnold. Arnold sends it to the middle. Bell dropped it off. Elliott from long range. That's up off the glass and then off the back of the cage. Buckman pinned against the wall. Able to get the job done, though. McCutcheon will clear it out, and it's right on the tape of Wicklander. Wicklander in the circle, just going to try and kill some time here. Gauthier up in the offensive zone as well. Tried to give his man a bump. Escaping that was James Elliott. And the Falcons move ahead. James Gall covering up the puck. And another penalty, and this time it'll go against St. Catharines. Whistle's very active early in this one, 5:09 into the hockey game. Liam Fisher will sit as we'll play 4-on-4 for 30 seconds before a 1.5-minute power play for the Titans. So 0 for 2 are the Falcons to begin their day on the man advantage. Buckman got the pass. His shot was off a stick, and it deflected to the wall. Grabbing the loose puck was Dimitro. Sent it down low to Sean Bacher. Scriven went up against him, and now Scriven on his rear end. Christian Buckman having to retreat. There's a pass ahead for Duar. Duar. Nice job by Buckman to force him to the outside. He couldn't get a shot off, and now a man left all alone, and Gall got that one. That's now 2 or 3 highlight reel saves for James Gall. Christie into the offensive zone. Around behind the cage, looking for support. Caleb Frank was in the area code, but couldn't get a handle, and the puck is sent down the rink. Wicklander lost the handle of the puck. It slid to the corner, poked past Gauthier, and the Falcons will get another clear with 34 seconds left in the man advantage. Brantford power play at 16% on the season as they are offside trying to enter the Falcons zone. That's good for 18th in the GOHL. Penalty killing for St. Catharines, 12th best in the league at 80.2%. Gauthier fires, Saranic to save, and he'll corral the rebound. 15 seconds to go in the Fisher penalty. Caleb Frank leading the way this season in terms of power play goals for the Titans. He's got 7. Christie off the draw, sauced across. There's a shot from the top of the circle that will ricochet wide. Quinton Kim LeMay with one hand on the stick gives it to Clark, who had it taken away. McCutcheon tied up his man. Dimitro now to the net. That goes over top. Penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5. Dimitro purposely sent it wide, looked for a deflection, didn't get it though. Along the far wall, Clotilde. Taken away by Christie, and then he had it stolen. Kim LeMay will go up off the glass and out to the neutral zone. And then the puck, the dump in went off of Quinton Kim LeMay. 2 1/4 away from the 10-minute mark. One-timer goes through the legs. Sent past Clark in deep to the near corner. Liam Fisher fresh out of the box, got a touch on it. Clark now ahead. Got checked from behind. Clotilde now from the circle. Rolled the puck down low. And now Clark will just go off the glass, and that will be icing charged to the Titans. .11:45 to play, first period. Shot advantage favoring St. Catharines early on, 9-4. As Gall will grab this one and will do it again. Titans will get a change. The Falcons taking the first 2 meetings of the season series, 5-2 was the score in the first contest back on September 26th, and then 6-1 St. Catharines on November 27th. Titans will control the draw in their own zone. It'll be sent off of the netting at a play by Glowacki, so face-off will stay in the same circle. Neither team will make a change. It'll be Swan that will lean in against Wicklander. Wicklander tied him up. Puck one to the wall. Spadaccini and Swan were down low. However, it's Wicklander with the puck up ahead. This is Chamberlain. He gets around a man. Chamberlain has Frank, and it was a little bit behind Caleb Frank. Went off of his left skate, and he couldn't kick it to himself. Frank in the neutral zone now. Fanned on the shot. Chamberlain with the rebound in the corner. Wicklander got bumped along the wall. Caleb Frank had a couple of defenders right around him, so it's just forced back into the Titans zone. Glowacki will head around the cage, and play is stopped, and a Brantford penalty upcoming. It'll be a cross-check against Caleb Frank, so that is 4 minor penalties in less than 10 minutes. 3 to the Brantford Titans. And this will be the first one that's not a slash. Now they've put 22 up on the board. It is number 24, Caleb Frank, that's off. Sean Bacher threw it to the front, and they score. So 3rd time's a charm for the Falcons on the power play. Takes all of 7 seconds to get the game's first goal on the man advantage. And now Frank is back in the box, as I think he got teed up. So the Falcons right back to the power play. It's going to be that kind of afternoon. All right. So 2 minutes back up on the clock. Falcons to their 4th power play in less than 10 minutes. Centering pass off a stick. Puck now up in the air. Gauthier looks to clear, and he will do so. Lockyer sent it to that right wing side, up top. There's a drive up off the end glass. I don't think Gall saw that. And a good stick by Gauthier. If they hurry, potential for a shorthanded 2-on-1, but a good stick as the pass was intended for Clark. Titans will change their forwards on the PK, and they were almost caught with too many men. There's a shot, and it's going to squeak through Gall, and it's 2-0 Falcons. Back-to-back power play goals. 9.5 to go in the first period. So the Falcons strike on both of Frank's minors, and they go up by a pair. First it was Kennedy from Schonbacher and Petrovsky. And the Titans look for an answer as it's Watt back into the zone. Blocker save. Rebound is fanned on at the side of the cage by Scriven. Papel throws it on goal. That ricochets wide and then comes right back to the blue paint, and Ceranic gets a glove on it. .758 to go, first period. Kennedy and Schonbacher have the Falcons up by a pair. And the Falcons right back to the power play. Opportunity number 5. As Christie heads off, it is another cross check to the Titans. That's now 5-1 in power plays in 12:02. Off the draw, the Titans will clear it all the way down. Ceranic out to play it to get it away from Hill as he had all kinds of speed moving up the ice. Falcons get set up in the offensive zone. Schonbacher comes to the circle, gets the pass back. His drive stopped by Gall. Papel looked for the rebound, couldn't do it. Lockyer up top, Schonbacher to the far circle. One-timer gets fanned on, and Gall will pounce on it and have a Falcon move over top of him. Coming up later on tonight in the GOHL, Fort Erie will visit Cambridge at 7 o'clock. That should be a good one at Galt Arena Garden. Stratford will visit Kamoka. That is a 7:15 start. Caledonia is in Port Colborne at 7:30. And to follow suit, St. Thomas and London at 7:30. Listowel St. Mary's at 7:30. And then Waterloo will visit Strathroy, also a 7:30 puck drop. Falcons ahead 2-0, looking for more on the power play. McCutcheon able to just get it to the neutral zone. Scriven pushing hard on Elliott. Elliott tried to get through Watt, was unsuccessful, and the Titans will clear it down. 46 seconds left in the Christie Minor. Kennedy's 11th, Schonbacher's 4th as the Falcons up by a pair. Caden Bell goes in behind his goaltender, Saranic. That pass is off the stick of McCutcheon, so icing is waved off. Gall tried to rim it around. It was met by a Falcon along the far boards. Once again, set up in the offensive zone. Bell comes to Elliott, who just got a touch on it. And the Titans will get another clear. McCutcheon at the red line will dump it the rest of the way to kill off the last few seconds of the penalty. Christie steps out of the box. Gall steers that weak shot away. Buckman couldn't corral it, and then it went right back to number 15 in black. David Buckman has Gavin Christie. Titans onside at the line. Christie forced to the corner, then takes a bump. Clark moved in. Christie hit Kennedy. Falcons with possession, and it's out to center. Buckman at his own blue line, able to escape Kennedy. Kim LeMay forced back to his own end. Kissel was right on him. Quentin Kim LeMay kicked it a little bit too far as he took a bump just inside the line. Glowacki fires, and that's deflected into the netting and out of play. 5:06 to go, first period, 2-0 Falcons, as they look to rebound after a 4-3 defeat on home ice at the hands of the Cambridge Redhawks. Titans in the middle of a 3-game homestand. This is game number 2. Fort Erie on Thursday, of course, St. Catharines today, and Caledon comes to town 1 week from today. Watt takes Spadaccini to the wall and then sent it to the slot in his own zone for Gauthier, who found Frank. Frank couldn't get around his defender. Elliott, and a penalty now to St. Catharines as Frank was taken down. Dimitro trying to plead his case, but the puck was about 20 feet away from there. So the Titans to the power play for the second time. We'll look to cut the lead in half with just over 4.5 to play. It is a high stick to Dimitro. Face-off win for the Titans. This is Buckman. Here to McCutcheon. Wicklander around the net. Nobody home wearing black. Battle for it in the corner. Scriven freed it up for Frank. Near side for McCutcheon. McCutcheon lets it go. Save made by Saranic, and the rebound's cleared. Buckman down low to Frank. To Scriven, back to Frank. Sharp angle tries off a leg. McCutcheon back up top to Buckman. Buckman over to Frank. His one-timer is up over top, and that catches the netting. Beautifully set up by Buckman, and Frank had a good look. Just unable to hit the target. 1:07 to go in the power play for the Titans. Falcons control and will clear. James Gall will leave it for Gavin Christie. He'll drop it for Quinton Kim LeMay. Lockyer, the lone penalty killer that was up in the offensive zone. Kim LeMay chipped it by a man, goes in after it. All the way around to the far corner, tried to send it to the point, couldn't do so. Gauthier there. Now Chamberlain. Here's Clark along the right side. Across to Chamberlain. Now back up top to Christie. He'll let it go, and a blocker saved by Saranic. Rebound bouncing at the side of the cage, and it makes its way to Mr. Saranic, and he'll get the glove on it. 29 seconds to go in the Titans power play. Kennedy from Schonbacher and Petrovsky at 9:17, and then Schonbacher unassisted at 10:24, both power play goals. And now Petrovsky will come in for this face-off, and he'll win it back. It'll be cleared out and down to the Titans' end as Christie couldn't corral it off of the boards. Gavin Christie looks ahead. Gets past one. Now enters the offensive zone. He was able to get by Haywood. Up top, Gauthier. Clark quickly across. Back near side. Now to the middle, they score! Titans put on a clinic in the offensive zone. It's Mateo Gauthier finishing it off. Lead cut in half. It's 2-1. Mateo Gauthier with goal number 17 on the season. He's now got 27 points in this being game number 27. Can't ask for more than a point per game, and Gauthier has brought some life into this building. Capel chipped it wide of the cage. Hill was the first one there, and he gets met at the side of the cage by Arnold. 2:22 to go in the first period. 2-1 Falcons. And for this ozone draw, it's Buckman and Christie at the blue line with Wicklander, McCutcheon, and Frank. The forwards for this draw to the glove hand side of Jacob Saranic. Falcons will win the face-off, but it gets deflected out of play on the clearing attempt, so the face-off will stay inside. Frank gets this draw. Christie throws it to the middle. Wicklander didn't get all of it. Able to keep it alive in the offensive zone momentarily, but the Falcons now with control. Puck back into the Falcons zone. Minute 40 to go in the first period. Falcons leading in the shot department 16-12. There's been no shortage of chances, that's for sure, on both sides. And now the Titans are guilty of a high stick, and I believe that was Scriven that got it a little bit too high. So the Falcons are going back to the man advantage. with an opportunity to go back on top by 2. Big kill at the end of the period here for the Titans. Clean win. Schonbacher. Lockyer sends it down low and then goes to the middle. Schonbacher up top. He'll let it fly. That's just wide and then took a funny bounce off the wall. Lockyer now up top. Schonbacher gets the pass back. Fires that one. Gall might have got a piece and deflected it wide. .52 seconds to go, period 1. Chamberlain will skate out to the neutral zone and send it all the way back to Watt, who is in no hurry to move ahead. He'll go off the glass and get it out to the neutral zone. Falcons get another power play goal. Trayson Duar chipping it upstairs. And it's 3-1. 2-goal lead is restored. 16.3 left to go in the first period. Duar grabs his 15th goal of the year to make it 3-1. Gauthier finds Clark, who goes off the linesman. Petrovsky knocked down in the neutral zone, and Atkinson will just chip it all the way across. And the first period comes to a close. 3-1 Falcons after 20. We'll step aside and be back for the second in a few minutes. Welcome back inside the Gretzky Center for period number 2. No carryover penalties, so we do begin the second frame 5-on-5. Rebound off the blocker over the stick of Clark, and then a Takis in deep for the Titans. It's all the way around for Christie. Christie gets it through a man's legs. Caleb Frank in the corner. He'll get checked from behind. Gauthier had his stick in the area, but it's the Falcons skating ahead. Elliott now up the right side. Buckman in behind Gall. Backhander to Christie. Christie goes up that right side, looks middle, finds Wicklander. Here's Wicklander. Throws it all the way across. They score! An early one in the second has the Titans within one. It's 3-2. Caleb Frank with his 17th of the season. As him and Gauthier go back and forth, fighting for the goal lead on the team this season. Also mentioned that there was a scoring change on the Titans' first goal. It now reads Gauthier from Kim LeMay and Christie. Now stepping up the left side. He'll leave it for Papel. Papel got checked from behind and his stick broke. It was actually a slash. So the Titans are going to the power play. And they have a chance to tie it. That late goal for the Falcons, Duar from Kennedy and Lockyer. All 3 goals for St. Catharines on the power play. So Scriven will lean in for this draw. It's won by St. Catharines. A backhander is off the glass and past Buckman. He did slow it. However, Lockyer tried to streak in shorthanded, but McCutcheon beat him to the puck. Buckman dropped it for Frank. Frank through the middle. He'll go up that right side, get past one defender, goes to the net, tries to curl it around, and he couldn't do it. And the Falcons clear. McCutcheon kicks it to the corner. Wicklander back to McCutcheon. To Buckman. To Frank. In the middle. Scriven. And he's stopped by Ceranic. I don't think he got all that he wanted on the puck. Buckman across. McCutcheon from the circle. Blocked. Buckman up top. Down low. Wicklander. He'll turn away, go below the goal line, leaves it for Scriven. Scriven met by 2 Falcon defenders. McCutcheon in for support along with Wicklander. If they can get it free to Frank, he might have an open shot at the cage. Up top, kept alive by Buckman. To Frank, his one-timer, well wide on the far side, and that'll clear the zone. Falcons able to kill off the Petrovsky minor. It remains 3-2. Just under 4.5 into the second period. The Titans need another body. It'll be Mateo Gauthier, which means Chamberlain gets kicked out. So Gauthier won't take the draw. It'll be Kim LeMay. Takis sends it in behind, off the back of the cage. Glowacki. Chamberlain couldn't corral it. Falcons kept it alive at the far point. And now Glowacki checked from behind, and he's immediately up. Titans back to the power play. And the guilty party, Teo Spadaccini. Titans another opportunity to get even. 5-on-4 for a couple of minutes. As that puck gets past Chamberlain, Falcons might be away shorthanded. Petrovsky missed the net by 20 feet. Out to the neutral zone. As St. Catharines will kill as much clock as possible. Gauthier rims it around the boards for Chamberlain. Quinton Kim LeMay tries to settle the puck, gets it back to Chamberlain. Up top, Christie. Clark from the circle, turns away. Back up top to Christie. Gavin Christie with Clark. Clark tried to go back to the middle, but that's off a stick out to the neutral zone. With 54 seconds left in the power play. Christie will drop it for Gauthier. He'll work his way through the middle, now to the far side. Gauthier still with the puck in the offensive zone. But he got interrupted, and the Falcons will clear. Top unit will come out now for the Titans with 32 seconds to go in the power play. Kim LeMay through the middle, and the Titans just offside as Kim LeMay, one too many stick handles. Wicklander was just inside the Falcons line. Frank from Wicklander and Christie. Only goals so far, early stages of the second period. Came 1:56 in. Falcons another clear with a dozen seconds left in the penalty. Buckman over the center ice logo, drops it back to Frank near side. Stops at the half wall, looks to the net. Will send it there, and Saranic gets it with the glove. And a face-off upcoming to our left here at the Gretzky Center. Falcons with 3 power play goals in the first. Titans scored at even strength. It was 3-1 after 20. And then the early goal for the Titans has this game at 3-2. Scriven tried to push it forward. Glowacki steps in, keeps the puck alive in the offensive zone. Chamberlain now sends it deep for Stippen. Stippen has a man out front, but he just didn't see Scriven. Watt fires, that's deflected wide. Scriven to the near corner. Works his way up top. Tried to go off the boards below the goal line. That was blocked, and it's out to the neutral zone, and Watt back to his own end. Ahead for Chamberlain. Glowacki over to Watt. Watt through the middle to Chamberlain. Had a Falcon there. Now he'll corral it. Chamberlain with speed. Drops it back. Stippen fires. Pad save. Rebound to the corner. Stippen got boxed out. Falcons move ahead. It's a 3-on-2. From the left wing side, thrown to the blue paint, and it comes all the way through to the near side. Watt avoids a forechecker. Chips it up in the middle. Stippen had it poked away. To center ice, this is Watt. Alan Watt all the way across. Glowacki. That's off of Pappel's stick. Pappel again with a backhander into the offensive zone. He'll go chase after it. Owen checks his man along the wall. And actually got a couple of Falcons on the other side of the ice. Buckman through the middle, goes back to Christie. Christie tried to go back to Buckman. Pass got deflected. And now he fights for possession in the corner. Puck gets kicked. Petrovsky has to avoid the official as well. Henderson's shot got blocked. And now two ahead for the Titans. Capel will chip it in on Saranic. And a couple of players will exchange pleasantries at the side of the net. That's Kennedy and Pappel that are tied up at the top of the slot. 11 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the second period. 3-2 Falcons lead it in the lone game currently ongoing in the GOHL. Everything else will get started at 7 o'clock Eastern time or later. And actually the only game at 7 is Fort Erie and Cambridge at Galt Arena Gardens. Stratford Kamoka will go at it at 7:15. And then everything else is at 7:30. Caledonia in Port Colborne, St. Thomas in London, Listowel in St. Mary's, and Waterloo will visit Strathroy. That pass will find nobody. Buckman racing, and icing is waved off. Great hustle there from Andrew Kennedy. Pass goes off a skate and back out to center. Henderson sends it to his partner, who's on the far side of the ice. Grabbed out of the air by Christie, able to get around one, not a second though. Petrovsky all the way across. Sharp angle shot off the glove of Gall. Hill corrals the rebound. Chamberlain to Clark, back to Chamberlain. He'll chip it, and he found iron in behind Saranic. And now the Falcons the other way on a 2-on-1. Shot, save, rebound, scores. Perfectly placed shot off the left pad of James Gall, and the cage was wide open. Falcons restore the 2-goal lead. It's 4-2. Kennedy with his second of the game, 12th of the season. Again, off a perfectly placed shot off of Gall's pad. So iron at one end and a goal at the other. McCutcheon off the draw at center. He'll send it all the way around the boards. That's off a skate, and it's another 2-on-1 for the Falcons. Duar near side, and he's got the puck. Sends it back across, and Gall got it this time. It remains 4-2. Long-range shot stopped by Gall, and a penalty upcoming to the Titans. The official down low with his arm in the air as Takis touches up. It'll be a rough. That's called by referee Dylan Whitbread. As Glowacki will head off. Falcons already with 3 power play goals in the game. And they'll control the draw with some help from Kennedy. Here's Petrovsky. Back up top. Kennedy down low in that far corner. Once again, back to the point. Schombacher now with it. Petrovsky. Duar scores. Gall didn't see it at all. 4th power play goal of the game for the Falcons. It's 5-2. Just over 9.5 to go in the second. Duar gets another one. He's now got 16 on the year. Titans are now going to head to a power play to try and cut into this lead. Spadaccini back to the box. 9 seconds away from the 11-minute mark of the second period. This is Dimitro off the draw, has a man up that left side, and the Falcons will get a clear. Buckman up top, sends it back to McCutcheon. Tried to stuff it home at the far side of the cage as Wicklander got knocked down. McCutcheon to Buckman. Buckman looked for a deflection, and the Falcons will clear it. McCutcheon up top to Buckman, near side for Frank. Frank throws it through the middle, and that's off a leg. McCutcheon up top to Buckman again. 45 seconds left in the power play to Spadaccini. Or the penalty to Spadaccini, I should say. Good English. Buckman back out to the neutral zone. He'll backhand one to Caleb Frank. Frank through the middle. Will enter the Falcons zone. Frank back around the cage, stops. Up top, Quinton Kim LeMay. From the circle, Ceranic to save, rebound, and it's knocked wide after a second stop by Ceranic. And a penalty to the Titans. Looks like it'll be a hook on the far side, so we'll play 4-on-4 for 6 seconds. And then the Falcons back to the power play. That is now the 13th minor penalty that has been called in the game. That's 13 combined. The face-off to the blocking side of James Gall. McCutcheon for hooking. Petrovsky up top, Sean Bacher. Falcons now operate on the power play as Kennedy fresh off the bench. That shot off the outside of the cage. Backhander near side to Petrovsky. Petrovsky again, he got bumped by Stippen. In behind the net, Takis. Immediately met by 2 Falcons as they'll look to regain possession. Lockyer along the wall. Sean Bacher, Petrovsky. Sean Bacher lets it go in and out of the glove of Gall. Stippen looks to clear, can't do it. Sean Bacher across again. Down low, Duar tried to go through the legs. Gonna get it to go. Kennedy back to Duar. Sends it up top, Lockyer. Moves in, shot gets blocked. Off the end board, Stippen will be able to push it ahead to Scriven, who got checked by Lockyer from behind. Elliott leaves it. Schonbacher off the boards down low. Atkinson tried to leave it for a teammate, but it's taken away by Stippen, and the Titans clear it, and they get a much-needed change. 5:30 to go, second period. 5-2 Falcons on top. Bell all the way around the Titans net. Atkinson forces it back to the point. Arnold. Shot got blocked, never made it to goal. 2 seconds to go in the penalty to McCutcheon, and he'll step out of the box. It's a successful kill for the Titans, and now the Falcons are guilty of an icing. Wicklander will lean in. Falcons win the draw, though, in their own end. Bell up ahead, left for Atkinson. Knocked away from him, right to Caleb Frank. His pass off a stick. McCutcheon chased after it. Christie with a chip shot. Rolls to the corner. Christie tried to feed it to Buckman. It did make it to David Buckman, and he'll send it near side to McCutcheon. McCutcheon looking to the middle, tried to send it there. Frank was in the area. It got blocked. Falcons the other way with Fisher. Still with it. Save made by Gall. Rebound is bouncing. It hit the toe of Gall, and then it hit the iron. Falcons think it's in. Referee says it's not. And the Titans cleared the zone. Pleading his case is Dylan Atkinson. He's not going to win that argument. Puck in the feet of David Buckman. Mateo Gauthier avoids the official. Fights in the corner for the puck. Banked off the wall by Wicklander, but he couldn't get it out. Spadaccini all the way across. Puck bouncing. Down low, Swan. Preston Swan to Spadaccini. His pass got blocked by Gauthier, and he'll give it to Frank along the right wall. Frank back to Gauthier. 2 goal scorers for the Titans in this game. Watt rubs his man out of the play. Glowacki around his own cage. Avoids Swan. It's kicked to the circle to Kissel. And taken by Frank. 3:20 to go in the second period. 5-2 Falcons lead it. Kim LeMay keeps it alive. Quinton Kim LeMay from the right circle, and a pad stop by Saranic. Rebound controlled by the Falcons defense. And it will bounce down the ice in a Titan territory. Not enough for icing. As Glowacki picks it up. Ahead to Quinton Kim LeMay. Tried to feed it through the middle. Second time. Gets the job done to Clark. Knocked away from him. Sent the other way. That's off of Glowacki's leg. Henderson ahead. In the neutral zone. Atkinson all the way across. 2 Falcons in the offensive zone. Atkinson in the middle. Glowacki got a stick on the puck. Quickly ahead to Stippen. To Kim LeMay. He'll shoot off the rush, and a shoulder save by Saranic. He was beaten that way yesterday against the Red Hawks. One where you expect Saranic to get. It was a clear shot, no traffic in front. He had just whiffed on it with the glove. Similar shot there from Quinton Kim LeMay, and the Falcons netminder able to get it this time. 2:24 to go in the second period. Titans got within 1 early stages of this middle frame to make it 3-2. And then 2 goals in less than a minute by the Falcons got them ahead by 3, and that's where we stand now at 5-2. Bell all the way ahead. Gall out to play it. To the line. That's off a stick. Duar got a piece of it. Scriven along the wall. Up ahead to Chamberlain. Taken away by Duar, however. And now Christie will beat Atkinson to the puck. Atkinson knocked Christie down. Up to the line, Lockyer. Near side, Bell. Gall the save. Rebound is there, but the glove of James Gall got on top of it first before anyone in white could get a piece of it. Face-off win for Brantford in their own end. Yeah, he grabbed the puck, absolutely. Referee caught it to our left, and that's a penalty to the Falcons as Bell will head off. You can grab it in the air and immediately drop it, but as soon as you make a motion with your arm, it's going to get called. Titans bench calling for the penalty. Referee able to see it and make the call. Minute 38 to go in the second period. Be a big time to get within two heading into the final frame. And keep yourselves within striking distance for the final 20. Scriven off the draw. It's Buckman to McCutcheon. Down low to Wicklander. Sends it in behind for Scriven. Caleb Frank near side now. Back to Ryan Scriven. Scriven behind the cage. To McCutcheon. Tried to go back to Buckman. Pass was blocked, and the Falcons will clear it. Wicklander through the middle, hauled down, Buckman to Frank. Saranic got across to make the stop. Frank up top, Wicklander, Saranic to save, rebounds cleared. 22 seconds to go in the period. Buckman into the offensive zone. David Buckman works his way back up top, his backhander to McCutcheon connected. Frank near side, and Saranic got across and got a piece of it. If Frank one-times that, it's probably 5-3, but I had to take a second to corral it. Buckman across, McCutcheon a drive, Saranic to save, puck is bouncing, and we head to the intermission with the St. Catharines Falcons leading 5-2. Titans start the third period with 22 seconds of power play time. We'll step aside and be back for the third after this. Sports Center period number 3 is underway, and 14 seconds left in the Brantford Titans power play. They trail 5-2 to the visiting St. Catharines Falcons. Third meeting of the season between the Titans and Falcons. 2 seconds left now. Christie had his pass knocked away. Atkinson's there along the wall, along with Clark. It's Quinton Kim LeMay looking to cut to the net. That lane got closed. He'll go off the boards. Christie, fanned on the backhander. Helping out is Quinton Kim LeMay. Arnold ahead to Petrovsky, knocked down by Chamberlain. And now it's back out to the neutral zone. Quinton Kim LeMay across to Gavin Christie. Gavin Christie is forced wide, now to the corner. Up top. Shot will miss wide on the glove side of Saranic. Gauthier pinned along the wall by Arnold. Caleb Frank also there, along with Lockyer. Out to center now. Takis goes all the way across. Gavin Christie tried to cut across the front of the goal mouth. Elliott stopped him, and the puck just slid to James Gall, and he gets his glove on it. Shots through 40 favored St. Catharines, 28-26. Titans out shooting the Falcons, however, in that second period, 14-10. Titans will win the face-off. Watt to Takis. Up the left side, McCutcheon off of Watt's skate. Frank tried to leave it for him. And now Takis circles back. Left for Caleb Frank. Frank through the middle. Chips it by one. And then got it back. That puck hit the official, went to the slot, but nobody in black was home. Elliott to the far side to Lockyer. Watt got it away from Elliott. Lockyer stole the puck right back. Out of the zone by McCutcheon. Frank, the lone forechecker, gets picked. And now Wicklander at center. Buckman quickly ahead to McCutcheon. His pass just ahead of Frank. Saranic out to play it. Stopped by Buckman. He'll quickly throw it back to Saranic. And the Falcons goaltender back in position. Face-off win for Scriven. Buckman. Shot was deflected wide. Christie now moves in. Shot got tipped on the way through. Saranic again with the save. 17-17 to go in the third period. 5-2 Falcons on top. It was 3-1 St. Catharines after 20. And they took a 5-2 lead into the locker room in the second intermission. Another face-off win for Scriven. Chamberlain had his man tied up, but the puck will scored out to the neutral zone. Christie with a backhander off the wall, looked for Scriven. He got knocked off stride. Good stick by Stippen, and then Christie laid into his man. That was Fisher who goes off. Stippen through to the middle. Chamberlain fires, glove save Saranic. Rebound cleared to the corner. St. Catharines bench irate with the official. Bouncing puck in the Falcons zone. Circling back in behind was Spadaccini. Scriven turned and fired. That got interrupted as the Falcons send it up to that right side. Buckman rubs his man out of the play. Scriven with a good stick. Down low, Glowacki pins his man along the wall. Buckman now with it. He'll skate through the middle. Buckman still with the puck. Here to Clark. Clark over to Buckman, and he just missed. Penalty coming to the Falcons. As it looked like Buckman was hooked on that left wing side. If not, it's 5-3. but it will result in a Titans power play. Falcons bench still can't believe there was no call. As Jake Henderson will sit for 2 or less. Face-off will be to the glove side of Saranic. Quinton Kim-LeMay will lean in for the Titans. Falcons win the draw, and it'll be sent all the way around and down the ice. Takis will come to Clark near side. He'll move to the circle, send it down low to Gauthier, who tried to stuff it home. But Saranic tight to that post, able to keep it out and keep it 5-2. 34 seconds gone, and the man advantage. Titans will change up all 5 skaters. Wicklander, McCutcheon, and Scriven out with Buckman and Frank. Face off. Won and controlled by the Titans. McCutcheon tried to go back to Buckman, but Lockyer was in the way. And he's got possession of the puck, and the Falcons will clear it again. Gall will leave it for Buckman. He turns on the Jets. Buckman up the right wing side. Still with the puck. Got stopped along the half wall. As the puck was touched by a Titan over the shoulders, so the faceoff will be deep in the Brantford zone. 7 seconds away from the 5-minute mark of the third. Scriven again on the draw against Swan. Face-off win by Scriven. Buckman will immediately push it forward. Cuts to the middle, gets help from Scriven. Ryan Scriven dropped it at the line for Wicklander, who rims it around the boards for McCutcheon. Down low to Scriven. Tried to center it, that got blocked. Scriven back to McCutcheon, to Buckman. Buckman with some space. He'll shoot it, and he missed the net. McCutcheon tries to protect the puck. Collision along the wall to our right. Scriven trying to free it up, and the referee's going to blow it dead with a Titan on the ice. 23 seconds left in the power play as the Titans look to get within 2. Titans win the face-off, knocked out of the air by Frank. He'll chip it to Buckman. McCutcheon down low. Wicklander all the way across, off the boards. Buckman did get a piece of it. Puck went in the air, and that will do it for the Titans power play, as Gall will touch it for Frank. Frank gets knocked down. We continue. All right. Christie with a little bit of trouble in his own zone. Puck out in front, and it squirts out the far side. Falcons unable to keep it alive at the far point, as Arnold just a little bit late getting there. Couldn't really control it. Sean Bacher chips it in over the line. Petrovsky now, he'll stop at the corner. Had Atkinson with him, but it's taken the other way by Wicklander. Chip deep. Wicklander will be the first one there with Sean Bacher. Watt. That got deflected on the way through. It went over top of the cage. Sean Bacher near side to Petrovsky. He'll throw it all the way across the ice, and the Falcons shoot it in. Gall finds it in his feet. Watt with a backhander around the boards. Shot was fanned on. Poked away from Petrovsky. Top of the slot. Gall the save. Rebound cleared. And Caleb Frank, who's out of gas, will still be the first one there. However, Saranic comes out of his crease to play it ahead. Sean Bacher to Atkinson now. Atkinson looks to the net, and a pad save by Gall. Clark fresh onto the ice. As Christie joining him. Gavin Christie to the forehand, and he is stopped by Saranic, who takes a couple of shots. Saranic without a stick now. Watt has a man in front, and that hit the goalpost. Christie providing a screen, and Watt inches away from making it 5-3. Sauce to Kennedy. His shot's off a stick and over top. Stippen with the puck on the left side of the ice. Chamberlain in the middle. Just got a piece of it with his skate. And the Falcons dump it down. Dimitro. That's off a skate. Stippen gets it away from Kissel, and here comes Takis. Mason Takis enters the Falcons zone. Got spun around, and then Stippen stood up his man. Knocked down at the blue line. It will escape the Titan zone. Papel through the middle is all alone. Just gets a shot on Saranic, who steers it away with the glove. Threw it back in front. Saranic with a piece of it as well. Approaching 11 and a half to go. Third period, still a 3-goal advantage for the Falcons. Gall out to play it. Icing probably waved off. Through to the middle. Takis lost it. Clotilde sent it to the far side. Glowacki now in deep. He came together with Fisher. Off the wall. Capel over to Owen. Matthew Owen. Tried to find Capel. He got tied up. Owen at the side of the cage. Looking to regain possession, but it's Sean Bacher with a backhander out, and Elliott all alone, but good hustle by Christie. Elliott found a way to sneak in behind the Brantford Titans D, and now Christie gets knocked down in the corner. Capel up the right side. He'll chip it all the way across. Chamberlain races after it, along with Caden Bell. Sean Bacher will backhand one off the dasher to David Buckman. Off of Frank's stick. Has Chamberlain in the middle, tried to find him, and then Frank gets knocked down. And we continue. Buckman had his stick knocked out of his hands. McCutcheon ahead to Caleb Frank. Sent back out to the neutral zone. We've got a little bit of a yard sale on the ice right now. Takis threw it across into the circle. Wicklander turned and hit the side of the cage. As we have passed the 10-minute mark of the third period. Whistles have gone away here in the third. Top of the circle, Gall the save, and he'll hang on. Kennedy, Sean Bacher, and Duar scoring in the first. Gauthier, the lone goal scorer for Brantford. It was 3-1 after 20. Hit the second. Frank scores a minute 56 in to make it 3-2. But then back-to-back goals, less than a minute apart. Kennedy and Duar extending the lead to 3, making it 5-2, and that's where we stand. Face-off win by the Titans in their own zone. It'll be chipped into neutral ice. Dimitro whacked at it. Stippen stopped it. Hill gets tied up. Watt got a stick on it, but here comes Kennedy now. Takis, the lone man back, got a stick in the way, and the puck is into the netting and out of play. Or actually over the netting, onto the track here at the Gretzky Center. Titans will have the rest of the week off and be back at it 7 days from now. The Caledon Bombers will come to the Gretzky Center for a 1 o'clock start. We'll have all the action for you here on Flow Hockey. It'll be a 2-game weekend for the Titans as they host Caledon, and then we'll be in Pelham Sunday afternoon. Puck out of play, and a face-off in the neutral zone. 9:01 left to go in the third. Titans control it. Buckman. Clark lost his balance so he can handle the puck. David Buckman comes back to Clark. Over to Christie. Christie through the legs of a teammate, intended for Kim LeMay, taken by Swan. Swan's backhand pass connects. Up top, Haywood. He goes across and gets it back. Middle of the ice. Haywood fires. That's over top. Rebound off the glass to Swan. Henderson looks to the net. Gall got it. Rebound poked wide. Haywood avoids Kim LeMay. Sends it down low. Falcons with pressure in the offensive zone to the slot. And Gall will find it and dive on top of the puck. As Kissel and Buckman exchange a shot each. Atkinson and Wicklander lean in. It's Caleb Frank grabbing it off the draw. Glowacki went back to Watt. Back to Glowacki. McCutcheon ahead to Frank. To Wicklander. Near side, Watt. He'll let it go off the toe of Saranic as he kicked it out with the right leg. Dimitro ahead. Pass picked off by Wicklander. McCutcheon hadn't exited the zone, so the Titans were offside. That'll allow the Falcons back the other way. Shot gets blocked to the end wall. Glowacki all the way around. Petrovsky stopped it. Sharp angle try, stopped by Gall. Wicklander will get away with Frank. Numbers for the Titans through the middle, just onside. McCutcheon tried to go back to Wicklander, but that got blocked. 7:10 to go in the third. Bell dumps it in. He'll go off on a change. Alan Watt. Dropped back for Glowacki. He'll go back to Watt, who leaves it for Frank. Frank up the left side. Linesman in the way. So the puck stays in the neutral zone. Glowacki at the red line dumps it in to the near corner as the Titans will now change. Elliott in deep. Puck near side for Chamberlain. Kim LeMay now. Got by Sean Bacher and then got knocked down deep in the zone by Elliott. Elliott stopped by Gall, and I think I caught a piece of his mask, and he grabs it with the glove. 6:16 to go in the third period. Mentioned Brantford hosting Caledon for their next game. St. Catharines also done for the weekend. They will visit Hamilton on Thursday before welcoming Fort Erie on Friday. That's January 16th. Christie without a stick and a glove trying to kick at it. Sean Bacher. Top of the circle, kicked out by Gall. Chamberlain on the rebound. Tried to find Kim LeMay. Puck is on edge. Chamberlain ahead to Buckman. Buckman through the middle, enters the Falcons zone. Turns, fires, sticked away, and up into the netting by Jacob Saranic. .34-30 shots on goal. Falcons with 34, Titans with 30. Power plays a big story in this one. Falcons are 4 for 8. The Titans are 0 for 7. Takis spins, can't get it out of the zone. Man out in front, knocked away by Gall as Andrew Kennedy was all alone in front of the Titans netminder. Stippen waits, gives it to Scriven. Saranic to save, and he kicked the rebound to the corner. Ahead for Kennedy. Throws it to the middle. Kissel. His shot got blocked. He'll go after the rebound in the corner. Adam Stippen. He'll give it to Joey Capel, who's with Takis. Takis on the left wing side. Tries to cut to the net. Threw it in front. Nobody on the near side, so Takis will just grab it himself. He leaves it for McCutcheon. Knocks it down to himself. Throws it all the way across. Takis sends it back down low. Papel at the side of the cage. With some help from Caleb Frank. Gives it right back to Papel. Papel. Sharp angle try. Stopped by Saranic. And then he tried to poke at the rebound, but didn't get a piece of it. And it's sent out to Glowacki. He'll re-enter the zone. Long-range drive is grabbed by Saranic. And he'll hang on for a face-off in his own zone. Frank, McCutcheon, and Wicklander with Christie and Buckman on the back end for this draw. McCutcheon missed the net from in tight. Christie across to Buckman, back to Christie. Christie walks into the circle, shoots it. Saranic got a piece, puck up into the air. Buckman able to hold it in. McCutcheon down low, backhander intended for Wicklander, got knocked away. Falcons can't clear as that puck hit Frank. Banks it to himself off the wall and then got knocked away as Atkinson able to help get it out. Dump in, hit Buckman. He'll poke at it, try to find Frank. Couldn't do it. In down low, Atkinson with a backhander. That's off the skate of Gavin Christie with just under 3.5 to play. Titans push it ahead. McCutcheon to Buckman. Tried to get it deeper. That got blocked. Dimitro rolls it to James Gall, who deflects it to Buckman. Saranic out to play it in behind his own cage. Swan. Liam Fisher through the middle. Lost the handle of the puck, but it went right to Preston Swan. And now a slash is called. The referees are going to get that one. And it will be against Preston Swan as Caleb Frank had the stick knocked out of his hands. So 2:43 to go. It's another opportunity on the power play for the Titans. It'll be their 8th opportunity of the hockey game. They are 0 for so far. 4 of the 5 goals for the Falcons coming on the power play, as they'll win the faceoff, and it gets sent all the way down. Gall will give it to Gavin Christie. Christie through the middle. Sends it to the boards, tries to get it back, but the Falcons will clear it. Clark to Chamberlain. Backhander off the wall to himself. Gives it to Mateo Gauthier. Gauthier from the circle, and that just missed the glove of Saranic. Christie moves it across to Chamberlain from the circle. Had a man near side in Gauthier, but the pass was deflected. Sean Bacher tries to pin it against the wall. It's freed up by Gauthier, and the Falcons will clear it again with just over a minute left in the power play. Clark down low to Kim LeMay. That's off of Gauthier's stick. Christie, nice job to keep it alive. Clark to the circle. Backhander in down low to Kim LeMay. Off the wall, back to Quinton Kim LeMay, and then pass to Gauthier was knocked down. Petrovsky there, and he'll clear the zone. Last minute of play in the third period. Christie through the middle. Lost the handle. Dimitro off the boards and down. And that will do it for the power play. Titans 0 for 8. Glowacki fresh onto the ice. Gives it to David Buckman. Buckman will send it all the way around. Saranic is out to stop it. Papel got a piece of it with his skate. Ahead to Kennedy. Along with Lockyer. Tried to go back to Kennedy. Hill was in the way. Tristan Hill across to Buckman. As he gets knocked down from behind. Papel, first one to the loose puck. 6 seconds to go. He'll fire one. And that will do it for this one. St. Catharines will walk away with a 5-2 win, but not before some post-game shenanigans in the far corner. There are a few players tied up. Falcon laying a late hit as the buzzer was going. You could clearly see some guys just understanding how much time was left. Absolutely zero reason to draw something there. Two points to St. Catharines. 5-2 is your final. Titans back at it 1 week from today. Caledon will be in town for a 1 o'clock start here at the Gretzky Center. We'll say so.